guys, Katie here and welcome back to the channel. So we are back in my itty bitty tiny kitchen. I realised that in the last video I did, the caramelised onion jam, that I didn't explain that why I'm sitting down. I don't normally sit down and cook, but because my kitchen is so small, I wanted extra workspace, so I actually dragged my dining room table into the kitchen to give me some extra space to work, and because it's low, that is why I'm sat down. I normally wouldn't sit down to cook. But on to today's video. Now, I don't do spicy food. I can handle it a little bit, but I don't like heat. However, my other half absolutely loves heat. So this year on the plot, you may have seen in my harvest videos, I grew a lot of these chili peppers. Now, I might not like heat, but I do like sweet chili. Like sweet chili sauce, sweet chili noodles, love it. So especially for my partner, I am going to be making some chili jam today, which is super exciting because we really love it. Again, I'm going to be doing a couple of big jars for us and then some mini jars that I can give out as presents at Christmas time and birthdays, because I have a lot of friends and family who would love it, and again, it will go really well with cheese. So there wasn't actually a chili jam recipe in my cookbook that I normally use for canning, because I will be canning this again for long shelf life. However, I did some research online and I actually found one by Nigella. So we're getting a bit of Nigella today, and it's featured in Nigella Christmas. And it's really simple. It's 4 ingredients, super simple method, and actually she does it as cold canning, but I'm going to do it as water bath hot canning, hot pack canning, if I can speak. So first things first is, I know I said I wasn't going to double recipes again after the onion jam incident, but this doesn't seem like very many. Apparently this makes about 1.5 litres, which I don't think is going to be enough. So it says 150 grams of fresh chilies, de-seeded and cut into pieces, 150 grams of red peppers. So what I am thinking is that I am going to double it, even though I said I wouldn't. I'm going to double it. Okay, so let's get on to cutting up these peppers and chilies. Okay, so we are back at the hob. I have chopped up red peppers and I have de-seeded and roughly chopped up the chili peppers. The recipe called for 150 grams of each. I'm doubling, so there's 300 grams. I did wear gloves to do the chili peppers, and I'm thinking I should put one back on now for the next step, but I will only pop it on one hand. So the next step is actually to pulse split. It says put them into a food processor and pulse until they are finely chopped. This is the chilies first. I do have a big food processor, and I just don't know. I think I'm going to use my smaller one, just this little NutriBullet one, rather than get the whole massive food processor out. And I have realised that I can actually get the other step started. So I've just popped some jars into my canning pot, and I'm going to get that on a medium heat because I don't want it to boil. But I can actually start the liquid process of this. The other two ingredients are jam sugar and cider vinegar. So I'm using apple cider vinegar, and what it says is dissolve the sugar in the vinegar in a medium-sized pan over a low heat without stirring. So if I put this on a low heat, I'm trying to think, maybe that. Right, so let's get this all figured out. So I'm just going to grab my sugar. I actually found it quite alarming how much sugar is in this, so I won't be eating too much of it all at once. It told me to use jam sugar. So jam sugar is the sugar that has pectin. So I've got my silver spoon jam sugar. So I'm going to tip 2 whole bags in. 2 whole bags. Obviously the recipe only called for 1, but I am doubling. So I'm going to do 2, which basically fills my pot. So let's move that rubbish out the way. And then cider vinegar. So if you are looking for a cheap cider vinegar, so when I'm doing my pickling, I actually ordered like gallon jugs of it off of Amazon, which was really good. And I didn't think to check about apple cider vinegar, or just generally cider vinegar. But I found a really, really nice, cheap, organic apple cider vinegar from Lidl, which is amazing. So I need, and it's got these funny, it's got those funny slow pours on it. So I need 1200 mils, and there is 473, really random number in each bottle. But I did have this one open already from another cooking project, so that can go in recycling. Let's get another one open. My jug only goes up to 1,000, so I guess just wondering whether that's going to be a medium enough heat or not. I'm thinking that I might do that instead. So what am I at? I'm nearly at 700. So I didn't realise that I could get this started at the same time that I'm blitzing. Otherwise I would have poured it all out and measured it before turning you guys on. Right, we're nearly at 1,000. So I'll do that, and then I will measure another, what did I need? Another 200 out. I do absolutely love the smell of apple cider vinegar. So that's that. No stirring. I have to resist the urge to stir. I'm just going to come down here a bit so you might not be able to see me. Just because, I don't know about you, but I find measuring jugs really hard to read. I've got a plastic one, and the etchings just never show up. There we go. Right, that can go in the sink. That has used up that, so that's quite handy. I still have a full bottle left for another project, which is perfect. So that is on the hob. I have to dissolve the sugar in the vinegar in a wide, medium-sized pan. Wow, this is the widest one I've got apart from my canning. I have, doing all this, realised I need to get another giant pot. Over a low heat without stirring, and then scrape the chili pepper mixture out of the bowl and add it to the pan, bring it to the boil, and then leave it a rollicking boil for 10 minutes. Okay, so let's get these peppers blitzed. Okay, so I've just stuck a spoon into the cider sugar mixture, not stirring, just lifting, and the sugar is basically now dissolved. So I have to scrape the chili pepper and pepper mixture out of the bowl, add it to the pan, and bring the pan to a boil. Once it's at a boil, I need to leave it for 10 minutes, it said, but that was the original recipe and I have doubled it. So I'm thinking I probably need to double the time as well. So we are going to scrape this all out and into the bowl. There are a couple of seeds in there, but I'm not too fussed about that. Oh my god, it's instantly gone the most gorgeous colour. I'm just gonna stir this through. Wow, that already looks incredible. Okay, so what I'm also going to do is I'm going to bring the temperature up slightly and bring you over to have a look. So as you can see, it's already the most incredible colour. So I'm going to bring this up to the boil. Let it boil for 15 to 20 minutes. I will see how it is looking. Then, same as with my last video with the onion jam recipe, I'm going to let it cool for a couple of minutes. And then I am going to get my jars out the pan and can it up and water bath it. Let's do it. Okay, so I doubled the recipe like I said. I have just tasted it. Oh my gosh, it tastes phenomenal. So I did boil it for about 18 minutes. I think my alarm is about to go off because I did set a timer, but I just thought I'd check it. The colour is incredible. It does look exactly like sweet chilli sauce. Oh, and there we go. That would be my timer. So I have just turned the heat off on it. Although I just realised I have also turned off the heat on my canner, but that's fine because I've only just done it. So what I'm going to do now while this is cooling, I'm actually going to do what I did before. I'm going to lift these jars out that have been sterilising. I've got different sized ones. I don't think I've actually sterilised enough jars. So I've got some big ones about this size, which probably aren't big, but they're like medium size. And then I have got ones the same as my chili jam, which I did like this, because they will be good for gifts. As I said, I'm not sure I've sterilised enough jars. If I haven't, what I will do is I will fill up what I can, fill the canner because I know that this many jars fits, put the rest of it aside, and once this lot has finished processing, I will throw another lot in. So let's get these jars out ready. Okay, so my jars are out. My chili jam has cooled slightly, so exactly as I did before, I'm going to ladle some into the jug and then I am going to pour it in. The recipe did say that there would be like an orange kind of foamy scum on the top, which there was, and it said just to remove that, so I just scraped that off the top with a wooden spoon. So let's get these jars filled because the colour of this is absolutely phenomenal, and I am 99% sure I have not sterilised enough jars. Fingers crossed, we will see. Okay, so these have processed for 15 minutes and I turned them off a little while ago and let them just sit for 5 minutes. And now we are taking them out again over the next hour or so. I don't know if it will do it again for us, but over the next hour or so I should start to hear these pop. So obviously, as you saw, I was right. I did not do enough jars to process this for the first time, but that is fine because whilst these were processing in the canner here, I hot bathed some other jars, some bigger ones, in my sink to sterilise them with boiling water, and I filled them up, and I've got 3 really large jars of chili jam, and obviously those ones are what my family and I can use, and these ones will all make lovely gifts at Christmas for different people. So if I get one out now and hold it up to show you, it's just the most beautiful colour. And what's going to happen now is that you might have seen when I was moving it then that it was still quite runny and watery, and that is because as they cool they will start to set, and the chilli that is floating at the top will also start to disperse down. And there we go. So I can see all the bubbles running to the top, which is great. So in total we got 6 small jars, 4 medium jars and 3 extra large jars. So I call that a complete win. Thank you so much for joining me in the kitchen again. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe so you get all notifications of our new videos, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Bye.